We're doing this episode without John and Moses, sadly. They're not dead.
Oh, good.
Okay, good news. They're not dead. They're just not here.
Yay!
We do, however, have...
Introducing our very good friend, big shoes to fill, of Moses' very tall man, but Will joins us today.
Don't give too much away.
Okay. Will joins us today behind the cameras, and we're very, very happy to have him.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Thanks, guys.
Will, that's enough.
Oh.
We do promise he is going to be just as enigmatic as Moses. By that, I mean, really keep those lips sealed, buddy.
It should be a pretty full episode today. We've got a fair few questions to get through. We're then going to do a competition of our top 6. This will be the second competition.
Yeah.
Pretty strong group of contenders this week, which is exciting. And then if we have time, we'll get onto some critique my physique. So we'll kick off with a quick... It's a good news story. It's a bit of a slow week.
It's been a slow week, but there has been some positive news in the bodybuilding community at large.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all heard, obviously, the gyms reopened in America.
Yes, they did.
And so Australia is following suit. We're going to open gyms up in about 10 days, 13th of June.
Yeah, so it's absolute pandemonium.
Yeah, there's a bit of havoc on the streets. And it's kind of looking a little bit like Gold's Gym Venice Beach at the moment with all the tents out the front of gyms. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
We've got people, so this is what I've seen on many a news channel, news station, and based off a couple of things I've read in recent news articles, people are actually camping out the front of gyms in anticipation for the gyms to reopen.
Yeah, and it's very cute that you pretend like you didn't know this, despite Joel taking the business credit card and paying 2 young men to camp out the front of the gym for us for the last 6 days.
And to hold our place. And you know what? You're gonna thank me.
Oh, I will. I was a bit taken aback at first.
Because...
this is an unnecessary expense, but I drove past the gym the other day and we're looking at about 200 metres of tents and tarps. So to your credit, good call.
Well, the reason being is because they've capped it at 100 people per gym, but I don't know how they're going to monitor this. I'm not sure how, but I have heard minimum of 2 bouncers.
Yep.
Per gym.
Yep. And
security.
Must be 1 in, 1 out. Show your ID at the door, of course. Yeah. And then, obviously, for men out there, just a PSA, bring women. Otherwise,
reason being
fat chance of getting in.
Yeah. I have heard, it's not confirmed, but I have heard it's Titanic rules. So by that I mean... Sorry, I was just thinking of something else that happened earlier today.
Just be in the present.
Always am. Unless I'm thinking of funny stuff.
Okay.
So what I've read is Titanic rules, right? So women and children first. And the most muscular to the back. Okay, that's a new rule. I mean, that wasn't specifically...
Hence why
Titanic.
You hired some very malnourished high schoolers.
Well, no, that was my brother and his friend.
Apologies.
Who are in their 30s now, but they haven't lifted a weight in their lives and could easily pass.
So they're out the
high
front.
schoolers.
Yeah.
They're waiting out front. So women and children first, most muscular guys to the back. Reason being is because obviously...
I actually don't remember this in Titanic. Come to think of it, I don't remember a large group of burly men at the back of the queue.
No.
Oh, and they're deleted
scenes. Yeah. And also James Cameron's director's cut.
Yeah.
So most muscular to the back.
Apologies.
You remember, Will?
Yeah.
Most muscular to the back.
Final scene.
The final scene.
A guy floating past.
There was Jack on the raft or door. And she goes, Jack, and then she's like, oh, what's that? The real reason you get saved is because she was like, what's that? This dude, almost like she thought it was a guy on a surfboard, No, it just happened to be a dude sort of floating past, standing up on a little broken bit of raft, performing actually what then was called, this pose, because he was holding an oar.
That's a clever name. This pose.
Well, that was not what his name was. But he was doing this sort of thing because he had the oar, and that's where that pose actually came from.
Right.
And it was her, whatever her name was, called it the man with the oar in his hands. So that's where that pose came from.
Oh, that's a fascinating piece of bodybuilding history.
Mm.
Yeah, so every time you see that, that's kind of a tribute to the fallen men and women and children.
The most muscular men from the Titanic.
Sorry, the most muscular men from the Titanic.
So anyway, the reason they pushed back to the back is because obviously they've had the privilege of being able to train with weights the whole time, and they're obviously not going to lose their gains anytime soon.
Mm.
So women and children first, then obviously most scrawniest, which is where we come in, and then the most muscular.
Mm. Yeah. We'll kick things off with some questions.
Yep.
We'll get into the competition, critique my physique if we have time. Once again, welcome, Will. It's a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be here.
Shut. Just grinds my keys.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's kick things off. Oh wait, announcement. We are from yours truly. We're going to be announcing a new segment for the podcast, so keep an eye out. We're going to be doing we're not sure on the name yet. It's not in concrete. It's going to be either Rate My Mate or Mate vs Mate. Concept's the same. We're going to finally settle the debate as to who has the best physique between yourself and your training partner. So get a picture together, send it in. We're going to have a new tab on the website by the time this is up, and we'll settle the score once and for all.
Yeah, we're the guys to do that.
We're the guys.
Yeah.
Mm. No one else would in
be
their
able
right
to handle
mind.
such a task.
No. Yeah, so round up your training partner and we'll settle things. All right, let's get into some questions. Will, who's the first question from?
First question comes from Dan.Dorset.
Dan Dorset.
No, it's Dan from Dorset. Did you hire this guy?
I didn't hire him. Not paying him anything.
Dan from Dorset. Okay.
Dan from Dorset.
I've heard you guys talk about getting protein quickly after your morning workouts, but do you do those workouts fasted or have breakfast before? Thanks.
Getting protein quickly
After your workout?
Oh, right.
I personally really enjoy training fasted, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like doing... It doesn't matter either way. I feel fine doing it fast. A lot of people say they don't, but at the end of the day, it comes down to personal preference. If you're getting the same amount of food in for the day, you don't just skip breakfast. You might just have it after your post-workout shake, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no harm in doing it either way.
Yeah. I think you genuinely feel tired. If you feel energetic enough, go for it, especially if you're time poor.
Yeah, sometimes I get a better workout training fasted than I would having, eaten something.
Yeah. Hope that helps.
Why do you think that is? I'm curious.
Why do we think we get a better workout if training fasted? Well, sometimes I feel sluggish. Like, it doesn't matter what, even if it was a low to no carb meal, I might just that day feel more sluggish than another day. Just having food sitting in my stomach, it's not digesting as quickly, and it kind of feels, I don't know, you feel like a sort of tight sensation. Next question.
Next question comes from Damien from Lakewood, Ohio.
Damien from Lakewood.
And Damien says, I've been training, it's a big one. I've been training consistently for 5 years now. The COVID virus has been my first break from the gym. I decided to fully take time off from lifting and dieting. Going back into my training, I'd like to take a new approach on training. I've had a hell of a time growing my bicep peaks. My guess is my long muscles being 6'5". Do you guys have any tips on how to really focus on the peak growth of your bicep? Does he mean I've had a hell of a time growing Does he mean it's been an absolute hoot growing these peaks, or does he mean it's been a real
He
mission?
meant to say it's been a bit of a mission.
Okay.
I could be wrong, because it's hard to answer if he's had a good time
yeah. I'd say
proceeding to ask how to do
doing what
it.
you're doing. Yeah.
Oh, keep doing what you're doing, bud.
I think it would have been spelled hell of a, like HELL.
Oh, hell.
Hell of a, like,
Yeah. Okay.
That doesn't. Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah.
instead of hell of a.
Yeah. You're right.
For myself as well, Damien, I don't have particularly peaked biceps, whereas naturally Joel does. Mine will be a longer head, I believe we refer it to, and yours is shorter head, hence why you have more of a peak.
This is Brock's
Excuse.
way of getting out. Yeah, his excuse as
Yeah,
to
like, there's
why his
nothing I
biceps
can
haven't
do
developed
about
as
it.
well as mine.
We're both stuck, yeah. May as well have months off as well.
Look, I think that's a fair justification. But in saying that, yours have definitely developed over time. The peak has
You'd hope so.
developed. over 10
Yeah.
years, I've noticed
I've
a
noticed a
very
slight-
minute change in the peak of your bicep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How good's that?
Good cut.
Thanks, buddy.
But it's because you can contribute that to the particular
Exercises.
exercise. Yeah, 100%. Because
Yeah.
there's exercises. This is how I differentiate the types of exercise you can do. I don't talk so much about wrist movement, but rather where the elbows are placed. So if your elbows are by your side or retracted behind the body, your focus is more on the thickness of the bicep. Whereas if the elbows are elevated away from the body, your focus is more on the peak of the bicep, like concentration curls. I think ever since you started consistently doing curls like concentration curls, you've seen a difference in the shape of your bicep because you're targeting that particular head a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. So starting, they just looked like fairly average looking cucumbers attached to my arms. There was no peak at all, really. Now it's slightly more tomato shaped, but I think that doing more concentration curls certainly helps. Reading Frank Zane's books, for example, or just reading any workout advice from guys back then, and today, they often recommend that you contract, hold it there, really even if it means tapping, leaving a finger on the peak of your bicep, so you're really forcing yourself to focus on it. Contract, hold it there for half a second, and then.
Yeah, the worst thing, and I think the most common thing I see if someone has in person asked me this question, is that they continue to throw the weight around aimlessly, thinking that it really doesn't matter.
Heavier doesn't necessarily.
No, it does matter. I think it really does make a difference if you're concentrating a little harder on what you want to get out of that particular exercise. You'll see a difference. Visualization.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's move on to the next question.
The next question comes from P-Mac.
P-Mac.
Youngster? Ohio. Is he a youngster from Ohio? Or is that a place?
Who knows?
I guess we'll find out.
The
So P-Mac
Ohioans
says-
are a very curious bunch, aren't they?
PMAC asks, my chest has always been naturally large and
Very
somewhat disproportionate compared to the rest of the surrounding muscle groups, I'm guessing is what he means. Do you have any exercises that come to mind that would target the surrounding muscles to help even out proportion?
Some exercises that might target surrounding muscles would be to avoid things like chest press. So if you want to build your shoulders or your biceps, for example, don't do chest press. Maybe do bicep curls instead for your biceps, or
Sure.
shoulder press for your shoulders.
That's great advice, and I'm sure it's exactly what he was hoping to hear.
Well, you're in the same boat as Joel here with some...
Yeah, my chest has always been, I wouldn't say it was disproportionate, but my chest definitely developed quicker than every other muscle group.
Yeah.
But I can say for certain, training chest for me was much more enjoyable, and I was definitely more enthusiastic about training it. And with that came more growth because I was putting in more effort and energy into that than anything else. You have to be realistic with yourself. If you're actually you're actually, discovering this disproportion, not due to giving the chest any more attention, then just give everything else a little bit more attention.
Yeah, have a date with your delts, PMAC. Take them out for a night on the town. Have a chat with your biceps. Get to know them again. It's not all about your chest. But
again,
take it from me, it's the best
advice.
possible problem you could have.
100%.
I really wish I was in the same boat.
Well, I guess you are with your calves. You don't have to do much.
No. And sneeze and they'll grow.
Beggars can't be choosers.
I think that one important piece of advice I give is that you don't neglect your chest in order to grow the rest. Just keep training everything the same consistency, just as hard as each other, just as many times each week, and eventually it'll all even out. This is coming from someone whose chest still hasn't evened out.
Yeah, this is coming from someone that does 7 or 8 exercises on back and does 3 for chest on a good day. And wonders why his chest isn't as developed as his back.
Fake news. Next question.
Let's move on.
Zachary from Austin, Texas.
Yeah, Zachary from Austin, Texas. What does he ask?
Will and I had a wonderful hullabaloo and gallivant in Austin, actually.
It was a hell of a time.
It was a hell of a time.
Is that where you got
Making notes.
Don't bring up
Comment
Austin,
out.
Texas.
Out.
Was that good cop or bad cop?
That's good cop.
Helping?
That's helping. Why not use this as a platform to help what Brock's been trying to cope with these last few years?
All right.
What
Zachary, go for it, Joel.
Okay, what are some of the things you guys do inside and outside the gym for proper injury prevention? Examples: stretching, muscle rolling, massage, proper form practice, slow movement, and so on. Have you established any routines or habits for injury prevention? I think he's listed them all. Have we done anything other than that? No. I will say, no, we definitely haven't. But the one thing I can't stress enough, I think is mentioned there, I guess, yeah, he did say form, proper form. 100%. The worst thing you could do is, one, not warm up on that specific exercise. So sometimes we do 2, 3, sometimes 4 warm-up sets. It's like I'm talking to someone who's never trained with me before.
Sorry, Brock.
Sure, that was a question.
Yeah, Brock was somewhere else.
Yeah, sometimes we do upward of 4 warm-up sets before any additional working sets, which a lot of people neglect and are therefore going to end up with serious injuries. You see it all the time on Instagram. Most of those videos where people are tearing muscles are people that don't warm up, and I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, or just jump to an excessive weight because that's all they care about. I think I'd love to be able to say that, yes, I stretch every day and whatnot. I just find it so miserable.
No, I don't stretch.
And it's probably really good for you.
Yeah.
I take more of a cure approach as opposed to preventative measures. I wait for my back to seize up and then I'll go get a crack from a chiro, like I did this week actually, and it's good as gold. So it's probably not great advice, but wait till you can't move and then go and get it fixed.
Yeah, but I do think warming up for that specific exercise, not just for that muscle group, but for each following exercise you do per muscle group, do 2 to 3 warm-up sets. If you are injury prone or have injured a muscle group in the past, take your time warming up and take that specific movement through a full range of motion. Don't stop short, like bench press, touch your chest, start on a lighter weight, touch your chest, full range of motion. Same thing with like pull down or chin ups, same thing with leg extension. Any single exercise, take yourself through squats, a full range of motion. The last thing,
we did have an interesting experience, speaking of massages. The deep tissue massage.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I used to get massages and I've been put off.
Oh, that was funny. We went to this deep tissue massage joint once, thinking it was going to be super helpful. Like it'll make our bodies feel great. It'll really ease any pain or tension and whatnot.
Didn't you say he like massaged professional
Football teams,
and stuff?
in the area. And anyway, we went in. It was literally torture for 30 minutes. And then instead of going, then Joel went back by himself, which is just an odd story. I think there might be.
Well,
some
the situation itself isn't odd. You usually go get a massage by yourself.
Yeah, but you don't go and get it.
Someone to hold your hand.
To get what's it called? Like a relaxation. Remedial massage off a deep tissue.
No, I didn't go to get a remedial massage. I went to get a deep tissue massage. That wasn't the problem.
Okay.
It's not that I asked for the wrong thing. I mean, that doesn't constitute suddenly getting your dick rubbed. Which is what happened.
Yeah.
So there I was, and I specified that it was my back that was in a bit of agony and that I wanted work only on my back. And he insisted that I roll over. I thought, this is strange. Like he said,
strange way to approach the back from the front.
He's going to use the bear hug approach, which I've never seen done. I thought, okay, whatever, this is a first. Yeah. But he insisted and said at no additional charge, and I thought, okay, and he insisted on massaging my quads.
Yeah.
And I did actually a few times. I said, look, don't worry about it. Like, it's actually causing me a bit of pain. I just trained legs. It's just, I didn't feel very beneficial. And he's working his way up, like my thigh, as I'm saying this. And before I knew it, a little slip of the dick. And I swear to God, I gave this guy the benefit of the doubt until it happened again. I said, it was blatantly obvious. Like, he's definitely going out of his way. It was
pouring oil.
Pouring oil over my dick. Pulling my...
But you know what? 10 more minutes. If he hasn't left that area, I'm going to bring something up.
I'm going to have to say something. Anyway,
you let him finish.
I let him finish.
Yeah, and my back feels great.
I never felt better. So that's my massage story. No, the reality was I sat up. I said I had to say something, and he tried to act like it was very obvious. He went very bright red in the face and knew what he was trying to get away with. And I said, I'm not paying anything. And I walked out, and then I didn't pay him anything. I never went back, obviously. And
I swear you said you paid him.
No, I didn't pay him anything. No.
I've always pictured this guy...
I paid him extra.
This guy touching you inappropriately, then you grabbing yourself, walking to the counter and paying him.
Real uncomfortable situation.
In my mind, it was a better story.
No, but I am still struggling with it
mentally. Sorry, buddy.
No, that's all right. Thanks for bringing it up. Let's move on to the next question.
Matt from USA. So if you guys are over in the USA, just ask for Matt. Hi, fellas, he says. One of the things I love about the silver and golden eras was how those guys had a more simplified approach to diet and exercise and believed in the benefits of a positive mindset. To them, it seems like the mind was the most important tool since it was the driving force behind visualization, how the body should look, motivating you to train, etc. What are your thoughts on mind-muscle connection and how the mental side factors into fitness? Thanks, Matt.
I think they hit the nail on the head. I think visualization and your mentality behind what you're doing is definitely the driving force of the best possible results and therefore your best possible physique.
Yeah, I think if you can't visualize it, don't bother. I think you have to have a visual goal in mind, and you have to be willing to do, the appropriate amount of work to reach that. If the guys that you want to look like from the silver or golden era train for 3 hours a day, then you've got to be willing to do the equivalent. So I think your mind's obviously a very powerful tool. Mind-muscle connection is obviously important. It's important to be very present while you're training.
Yeah, if you're sort of going through the motions, thinking about other things.
Don't take your phone into the gym.
100%.
Golden rule.
Yeah, I used that rule for the first 9 years of training, and just in the last year, well, more so just during this pandemic period, I have had the phone in the gym, if you will, the garage, and it's thrown me off completely. It's totally demotivating. It distracts you from your workout. Even I don't care, man. If you have your phone to listen to music, that's just as distracting. It's so easy. It's one click away from finding yourself scrolling the Instagram explore feed, looking at titty videos. Hopefully that answers the question.
Well, this wraps
Looking
up
forward to hear it.
Ask Anything. A little more serious this week.
Yeah, it's taken a little longer than we would have liked, so let's move on. Okay, so this is our second MTM competition, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. First is the worst, second is the best,
Well, it's not going
as
to...
the saying goes.
I'm sure that
I don't know where it's going to go from there.
the competitors in the first competition will be.
Oh, the rule doesn't apply
To those guys.
to those guys.
And we do have an exciting announcement and prize for the winner of this particular competition, which is going to be our first ever More Than Muscle piece of apparel, shorts.
Yeah. So we're testing out a few lines of apparel at the moment. This will be the very first pair, and the winner gets to take home the first ones. They'll be one of a kind. They look really nice. We had a look at them fresh off the press yesterday. Yeah, we're pretty stoked with it. And obviously, this is worth thousands street value. So you guys should be
Rupees.
stoked.
Well, let's
Cash
get
was good
into-
last time. Now you get a pair of shorts.
Yeah, at least 63.
I bet.
At least 63.
63 USD.
Yeah, I bet Hunter is kicking himself.
Mm.
Damn it. Had I have known.
I wish I held out for the second one.
Let's get into our
cool.
first contestant. Who have we got?
Alistair from London.
All right. So let's look at Alistair's fragrant personality. I'm generally a Wolf of Wall Street wannabe living in London, born in the British countryside. Generally someone who promotes the creation and distribution of lols, spelled with a Z. I like paintings and I like porn. Experimental jazz and filthy techno also go down a tree. I like porn, experimental jazz, filthy techno also go down a tree.
What's
I personally can't relate, but
Yeah, what an interesting... What an
Does anyone
interesting...
know what paintings?
I have no idea what paintings...
Pang-tings. I like pang-tings.
Paintings.
Yeah, is that might be British slang. I'm not sure. And
Wolf of Wall Street wannabe living in London.
this is why this Wolf of Wall Street wannabe should win. Okay, my eyesight's good. I train for at least, just if I read anything incorrectly, correct me. I train for at least 2 hours a day, just about every day. Taking time.
Good job.
Taking time off when life or fatigue gets in the way. I've been fairly consistent over the 6 to 7 years I've been training, and I still don't post pics on Instagram. Can you believe it? No. $100 will cover the copious amounts of weed I've been smoking to get me through lockdown.
Good
A couple of
job,
things.
Joel.
A couple of things. Thank you, guys. We don't condone. If you watched any of our Golden Aesthetics YouTube videos that we at least participated in, you'd know we don't condone pot smoking. So I think that's the very reason.
And certainly
we will
black
be
mark
receiving
against
$100.
Alistair's name, isn't it?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately for Alistair, he's after the $100, but a pair of shorts certainly isn't going to get him through smoking pot.
Well, don't
you
speak
know?
too soon, you know.
Unless he trades
He
it.
trades them in,
Yeah, straight back, yeah. Come on, mate. Pair of shorts
What kind?
for a stick.
MTM, brand new, fresh off the press, ain't it?
There's paintings.
What you want for it?
Yeah.
Little bag of weed?
been training fairly, and it is wonderful to know that someone who's been training this hard, who still hasn't posted pics to Instagram, has been waiting for his moment to shine, which is, of course, the Mr. MTM monthly competition. This is his chance to reach millions worldwide. He's seized his moment, and then he's just...
Stubbed his toe on the corner of the table, hasn't he?
We're after multi-dimensional bodybuilders with incredible personalities and a lot to add to society. I just do we promote porn watching pot smokers? You know, like
it's not the porn I'm concerned with. It's the paintings.
Yeah, are these the people we want to put on a pedestal? I just don't like.
Okay, look,
it's some great physique wise. Well done.
In saying all that,
yeah,
it can be overlooked because he did email us with additional information. We did say on the last podcast, if they prove to us that their photo was taken, around roughly when this podcast was made, that they'd receive bonus points. He did send in proof that this photo was taken within the last week, so I do have to award him some bonus points, which could see him over. Yeah, he's back in the game.
He's back in the running. Let's go on to contestant number 2. What a roller coaster of emotions, Alistair. Jeez. Okay, who's up?
Corey Crawford.
Chimeria.
Not sure when that is.
Haven't heard of it.
No. All right, so a little bit about Corey's personality.
You know what we didn't speak about? Sorry to cut you off.
No.
I seem to be in the habit of it. We didn't talk about his physique.
I said it looked good. You just cared about the date it was submitted.
I think it was the paintings.
I was thrown off by a couple of other things.
Yeah.
I apologise.
It was. I mean, it's got to be kind of symbiotic, doesn't it? The personality and the physique. You can't just take all the attention away with some elaborate personality traits. It's tough. It's tough judging this time, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, we're going to do what we can do.
All right, Corey. I was born standing up and talking back. My daddy was a green-eyed mountain jack. Currently an amateur wolfman living on a diet of mostly bear meat. I spend most of my free time hunched over a small fire in a damp cave, scared of scissors. Interesting.
Nice. I do wish he portrayed a little more of that way of living in the photo, because it doesn't look to be the case.
What do you mean?
Well, he's not hunched over. I want to see him hunched over a small fire in a damp cave. It looks like...
Well, it looks like someone to me who would like, if someone stood up like that and started talking back, I'm not...
Yeah,
I'm leaving the argument. You win, amateur wolfman. Physique-wise, well done. Looks
like
really
a good physique.
Yeah. And
great arms.
Good posing as well.
Really good posing.
A little bit of a scary dungeon. Who knows what's going on?
Is that his daddy in the background there?
Is there someone in the background?
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, that's a creepy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a really good horror movie setting.
Yeah.
It looks like, the set of a horror movie.
And, yeah.
Looks like he's found his way onto the set of Don't Breathe. You guys see that movie?
No.
They break into the old man's house.
Oh, yeah.
And he's gone, hold on a second, this guy's blind. Let me shine a spotlight on myself and pose for a second.
Yeah.
I've got time.
He can't see anywhere.
Yeah, that's the old mate in the background.
Right. Still search.
Some chains down there. This is...
Yeah. Bizarre.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, showing... Like, it's a strong personality. He obviously inherited a lot from Papa. Well done. Another outdoorsman. That served well in round 1. An outdoorsman won the first competition. I'm not sure how productive spending your time hunched over a small fire in a damp cave is. Not to worry, it's still another dimension of the personality.
So obviously, we can see firsthand. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I think we should start doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to start hunching over small fires in damp caves.
Scared of scissors. Good on you for having a moment of, letting your guard down. A moment of honesty. It's just another dimension to the to the name.
I would appreciate a little bit of backstory to why it is he's scared of scissors, but
All right, and why should win? Short and sweet.
Geez, you're gonna make me read again, Brock? Can you read that?
Sure. I know that took a lot out of you. Okay. My victory would please the gods and bring plentiful harvest.
Which he doesn't sound at all concerned with. I think he's content with hunching over a small fire in a damp cave.
I think that maybe a greater harvest would just be too much food.
Yeah, I think he shot himself in the foot there.
If it's bear meat alone, does he need wheat to go alongside it? Does he need any barley?
In saying that, considering the prize up for grabs here, he could be onto something. His victory would please the gods.
That's it.
If you look...
I wouldn't mind being somewhat associated with the pleasing of the gods.
Well, if you look back in any... if you look back through history, majority...
You're thinking of that thing again?
The thing again from earlier. Majority of gods, or the gods, I should say, were all pleased by the bringing and coming forth of short shorts.
Short shorts, and great physiques.
I think he knew. I have a feeling is a bit of a clairvoyant, and he had a strong feeling we'd be giving away a pair of shorts. So maybe he didn't shoot himself in the
strong
foot.
submission from number 2 from
very
Corey.
strong.
All right, number 3, Will.
You got Douglas Odom from Tennessee.
Woohoo! Friend of the show, Douglas.
He is he?
Yeah, and personality. Let's play Choose Your Own Adventure. This is interesting start. You call the shots, Douglas.
Okay.
Fantasy 1. After years of teenage obesity and getting called pillow pants, I managed to spot reduce fat across my body except for, wait for it, my pants, as you can see in the picture. Or, for fantasy number 2, it was windy AF.
I'm going to go with fantasy 1.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that is definitely the more believable story.
Yeah. I think that to have overcome, such...
He looks like a man who's overcome
a great deal of adversity.
Yeah.
Going through school called pillow pants, I'd hate to be in that situation. And, still continuing with his bodybuilding career despite not seeing a fat reduction in the pant region. So good on him. Nice setting, nice landscape shot.
He's definitely a descendant of the man with the oar in his hands, except he's put his own spin on it, hasn't he? So he's not. He knows his intention. He's on a rock. He's not going anywhere. So I guess he can afford to put a little bit of a spin on it. But I like the pose nonetheless. The scenery is beautiful.
I think this is the man with the curved oar in the hand.
100%. Very curved. It's curving in all angles.
almost a scoop.
But I think I do think the image and personality coincide well.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to why he thinks he should win.
Well, why should Douglas win? I'm a husband.
Stop.
Is that it?
He's gone. Oh, I can relate.
As a husband.
Oh, husband. I thought he said father. Keep going.
Announcement.
My eyesight and hearing are.
I'm a husband, girl dad.
Stop.
There we go. He's won me over.
This is your cue, so. Teacher, guitarist, personal trainer, and natural bodybuilder. I wear a lot of hats, but manage to live a balanced life while achieving my goals.
Firstly, there is nothing natural about reducing all the fat from your, the entirety of your body minus your butt. Okay, there's nothing natural about that. Let's get that straight.
Front butt, but yeah, that's true. So, do you think we have a deceptive entrant?
Yes,
liar and
but we have asked for them to leave their egos at the door.
That's true.
So
Is that something that
he's still in the running.
would, if he wasn't natural, would you say no, done?
No. You can.
Not
you
necessarily,
can.
no.
You
Yeah.
can be the biggest gearhead on earth, and you can win.
As long
Or
as you've
lose.
got personality
That's right, or
to
lose.
match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is about the physique and the personality.
More so the personality.
Mm.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
physique is like
Support act.
yeah.
Mm.
Oh, they're
You're
gonna
here.
they're
Yeah.
gonna do the song before the guys I want to see. All right, I'll stick around. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, very impressive, Douglas. Great, like a pretty emotional story. Thanks for getting us involved in your fantasy. Well done on wearing so many hats. Another strong entrant. Still in the game, Douglas. Let's go to number 4. Oh, wow.
This
What?
is
He's going on here.
Yeah.
Kevin Christensen from You Betcha at big_weight_boys.
These are
Yeah.
the big weight
Multiple
boys.
entrants. They do it. Hey, they did what they set out to do, and that's to make a big impression, get their name out there. So, got to give them that.
I'll give him that.
Okay, straight
Can
off
I-
the bat.
Yeah. Unimpressed?
No,
Oh.
I mean, Joel, these are teenagers. They look
No.
fantastic.
Whoa, don't get me wrong.
I'm only-
The physiques. Physiques are impressive.
Great, but
There's more to a physique when it comes to the MTM bodybuilding contest, isn't there?
yeah, there is. I think we might be disappointed for different reasons.
Okay.
Am I out of shot when I stand up?
Yeah, but that's okay.
I'd like to stand up because of the seriousness of this situation.
Okay.
You can't.
That's a really good shot.
You cannot. And this, you'd think this is just common sense. You cannot enter 2 people into a 1-person competition. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't enter a local swimming competition and then ask my buddy Michael Phelps to hop into the lane with me and say that I won when he came
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, and
The
when
only time this is acceptable is in a 3-legged race. Other than that, I only want to see one person.
This is not what that is.
Do I get my point across?
Yeah,
Yeah, you could have went by sitting down, but I appreciate you shaking the shit out of the table.
have a seat. I felt that.
Yeah, it was like a 10 on the Richter scale.
Yeah, having said that, you boys look great.
Looks aside,
Personality. I defiantly have an ego, and I'm guessing the ego doesn't come from your grades at school. I defiantly have an ego, but also humble. I am determined more than anyone could tell me. Joel, you're so determined. You're the most determined person in the world. No, I'm more than that. You can't even tell me how determined I am.
it's impossible.
It's
It's
a
a
huge
losing battle. Telling these guys how determined they are is a losing battle.
Yeah, they're more determined than you could even fathom.
They're as defiant as they are determined.
I'm guessing the caps lock's broken as well with the eye. All right, let's skip to why they should win. Maybe they bring it back.
Yeah,
Can you read or do you want me to?
you'll have to.
Okay. Don't worry, buddy.
I could see defiantly as clear as
Alright.
day, but I can't read anything.
2 years ago, I
beyond
was the
that.
skinny kid. I was popular, so I never got bullied about it, but it made me so self-conscious for some reason. I started lifting, and really 9 months ago, I knew what I was set to do. I have a physique already most people can't obtain. Very humble. I know for bodybuilding, I know a fact, bodybuilding is what I want to do with my life, and I've never been so...
Sorry to interrupt. He knows a fact. And
He
is
knows
that-
a fact. The fact is, never been so set with something. I know I'm better than people, and I know I'm better than people. And one day, I know I will be a known bodybuilder. Still, we don't know which one is going to be the
No,
known bodybuilder.
I want to know who Kevin is. In the photo,
The guy on the left is very Mike Menzer-esque head.
yeah, and he's striking me as more of a Kevin than the guy doing the side chest.
Yeah,
I
that's...
said the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's...
You're an idiot.
Yeah, that's first and foremost. Secondly, you know what? It's Will's first time.
Look, yeah, sorry, Whip.
I don't know who to judge.
Yeah.
I don't know who we're hearing from. I don't know. They shot themselves in the foot. I think every single contestant has shot themselves in the foot.
Look, I think they're certainly okay. Let's do positives and negative.
Okay.
That's good.
Physique.
For
Great physiques.
For 2 years' time, this is fantastic, particularly for the age. Genuinely,
Yeah.
great physiques. I think that you certainly do have an ego, and I think you're confident. And we ask you to be confident, and that's great. I think that to be a known bodybuilder doesn't necessarily mean that you're just better than people, although we know it helps. It goes a long way. Now the negatives, you're disqualified. You can't have two people.
I know. I'm genuinely. This is going to be our first
DQ.
official DQ.
All right, final two.
Next up, the penultimate, Mitch Sadler from Kamloops.
Kamloops.
It's just near Fruit Loops.
Kamloops, Canada.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a look at the physique firstly. Decent. I like the pose. I like the background.
I like the powerful stance.
Very powerful.
And the photos, the colours are nice.
Very nice colours.
Harry high pants, that's good.
It's a shame we don't see many guys showcasing their legs,
whole
do
body.
they? No. They have something against showing their whole body.
And it's always a concern, isn't it, when someone goes out of their way to cover half their body.
You do. It does make you wonder. Leg sleeve. Could that be a? Yeah, let's delve into Mitch's personality a little.
All right, Mitch is outgoing, extremely passionate about working hard, training smart, and giving it my all. In love with old school fashion, bodybuilding, and lifestyle. 80s are probably my favourite years. Tom Platz is my favourite bodybuilder. The intensity and passion is so inspiring to me. Thank you for holding this competition. That's all right, Mitch. And I really enjoy the podcast. Have a great day. Flattery, it's
A bit of a kiss
getting you
ass.
somewhere. Yeah, that's good. I'm all for.
I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more ego.
Let's read on.
Let's read on to why he should win.
Yeah. Why win?
All right.
Why should
I believe my passion for the golden era will take me high in this. I never stop thinking about it. I dream of the old school cars and Venice Beach. Lol. I always train with old school techniques and enjoy doing the vacuum training as well as the posing training almost every session. I enjoy being natty as well. It looks much nicer when you grow, in my opinion. Nice, clean and healthy, just like how it used to be. It's time to bring it back.
Here's a question.
Has it been brought back by Mitch?
Look, he's doing his part.
And if we all band together,
Then we've all done our part. My question is, how do you know?
that I was gonna
What were you
about
gonna
how do you know that it's, what did he say, that he enjoys being natty?
How does he? Yeah, that's right.
What are you comparing it to? Being
Yeah.
not natty? Has Mitch outed himself?
Yeah, shot yourself in the foot. Everyone has this competition, so it wouldn't be a first. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm like dubious of.
Yeah.
So you can say for certain that you do enjoy being natty because you've tried both. Oops.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm dubious of.
Yeah.
Brock, any parting thoughts before we move on?
Yeah. No, I think he's given away a couple of secrets.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe a little less dreaming, a little more doing. You know.
There is a lot of dreaming going on, isn't there? And it kind of looks like, the cameraman himself has probably said, Mitch, should I take the photo? What's the go? And he's off with the fairies.
Prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Mitch, prove us wrong.
All right.
For now, let's move on.
Last contestant.
All right. Phil from
Winnipeg.
Oh, Winnipeg.
Oh, Winnipeg.
I was hoping we'd get a contestant from Winnipeg, and here he is.
All right.
Cool shades, Phil. Very cool shades.
How much does a polar bear weigh? Enough to break the ice. Sup, I'm Phil. I don't normally wear sunglasses indoors, but when I do, it's always fantastic. I wish wearing sunglasses indoors wasn't frowned upon. I agree, Phil. I've got to...
Is it frowned upon?
Apparently in Winnipeg it's frowned upon.
Oh, I've read that.
I'm only 16 years old and I live in Canada. I don't play any sports, but I would call myself a professional in a lot of things, like cooking eggs and watching YouTube with no shirt on. Niche profession, but if it
Very
pays
niche.
well. We had a character day in school and I went as Johnny Bravo.
And for those who don't know, Johnny Bravo is a fictional Cartoon Network.
I dare
Illustrated
say Phil would have been asked on numerous times what he came as, what character he came as.
Yeah. That's why he's clearing that up now.
Yeah, okay.
Here in the MTM podcast. The place to do so.
Striking image, I must say.
Definitely caught my attention,
Yeah. Yep.
even through all those camera tripod legs.
And now, why should Phil win?
Short and sweet.
I should win because I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I am the Lizard King.
A moment of silence
He's
for Phil.
maybe that's what is behind him,
A lizard tank.
but that yeah, he's the king.
I've spoken a fair bit about lizard people off camera, and he's not one of them. He's I think he's talking shit.
Okay, you can spot a lizard
I
tank.
can spot a lizard person from a mile away. Yeah, it's not to say he's not affiliated with them. They've obviously, given him a few tricks of the trade, and that is to wear sunglasses indoors for fear of your eyelids blinking in the wrong direction. But he's going out of his way to
Pretend to be.
pretend. It's pretend. It's make believe. Look, he gives it away in the personality paragraph. He dresses up. That's what he does for a living. That's what the guy does for a living. So he's given too much away. Again, shot himself in the foot. Everyone's done that this competition. So it's going to be a particularly tough one to judge.
There'll be a lot of limping bodybuilders in the next couple of weeks.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, gosh. Okay, well, fair enough, Joel.
Yeah, no, I think it's
Well,
going to be a hard one to judge. Can we
Let's have a quick look at...
get the top 6 up
Top six.
All right.
so we can be reminded of who's who?
Okay, so we've got the pervert, the porn-watching filthy
porn-watching
techno
pervert.
fan, Alistair, I believe, from
Yeah.
London.
Good memory. Second was the cave
Wolfman.
Hey,
Wolfman, cave dwelling Wolfman.
Pillow Pants, third.
Pillow Pants third. The
Fourth was
first
the
ever DQ in fourth. Fifth was the Off with the Fairies esque pants wearing Canadian, and lucky last
Was not Johnny Bravo.
nor a lizard man, king rather. Man, I think it's going to be one of the toughest ones yet. If I was to base this
Out of two
off-
competitions, this is one of the toughest.
the toughest one yet.
50-50.
Oh, we've had so many. I reckon this is going to be the toughest.
Okay. Okay. It's a shame that we had a DQ.
I know.
Because that was, it was a pretty solid entry.
And
We
you'd
just
think
didn't know
a
who
top
was-
5 would make things a little easier, but it doesn't.
It just doesn't. I personally, I'm not sure if I can vote for the pervert, the pot smoker.
Yeah, it makes it
I
hard.
think it gives the MTM name a bad rap.
Yeah, I appreciate the trouble to gain those bonus points. You've gained them. I think take what you can and walk away. Sorry, but not sorry. I think we've got ourselves a top 4.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now you're not a fan of people pretending to be part of a conspiracy.
Yeah,
it
just-
seems?
No, I
So
think
we're
you're
gonna-
either a part of it or you're not. There's no grey area. I think we've found ourselves a top 3.
Okay. Now the other, I do think that Mitch from Kamloops, I think that you're still entering a bodybuilding competition. Don't hide half your body.
Yeah.
I think this is a
Yeah.
lesson
Yeah.
for future competitions.
Yeah, that's what I said. For anyone looking to enter, show us the whole thing.
Yeah, and stop playing around with, steroids so that you can
So you
compare
can decide
natural
which
or
one
not.
feels
Yeah,
better,
Yeah,
and then out yourself on a public forum.
yeah.
So I think we found ourselves a top two. I do
Wolfman and
give.
Filo Pants.
Yeah, I definitely. There's nothing about the Wolfman that says feel sorry for me. He's come in.
He's coming hot.
He's coming hot.
Yeah.
And there was no sort of two ways about it. Whereas when you pose with a decision, within a decision, which fantasy route do you want to take? I don't want to make too many decisions.
Right.
Is that a fair call?
Right.
Regardless of physiques, I just don't want to be making too many
The
decisions.
paradox of choice.
Yeah.
So, do we... Too strong at... Look, I enjoyed being taken on the ride to choose my own adventure.
You didn't mind it?
Choose your fantasy. I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice spin. I loved the scene. I loved the shot. Great choice of landscape.
And I personally, I got a fair bit of information out of the fire crouching cave dweller. So
Yeah, I think I'm going with the bear meat eating wolfman.
oh, you are. Okay, I'm in agreement. I think we've found ourselves
Our second,
the second MTM winner.
and
The title doesn't sound very prestigious, but it is.
there's no better way to appease the gods than with a pair of MTM shorts.
We did say that earlier on in the piece.
Yeah, first off the printing press.
Corey Crawford, congratulations. You are our second MTM winner. You've won yourself a pair of shorts.
Yeah,
I hope the gods are as pleased as I know you will be.
yeah, and enjoy your damp caves. I hope you get over your fear of scissors. Thanks for showing all your dimensions as an MTM competition entrant. And we did enjoy all entrants.
We did. We really did. Look,
Strong top six.
physiques. If we were to judge on physiques alone, it would be a tough one.
Yeah.
A shame about our first disqualification. We had to have one eventually, I think. So kudos to you guys for being the first. Guys, in future, please take your pants off. All right, and we'll see you next week for a less disappointing episode.
Yeah.
Let's go train.